Thank you very much for being with us. It's so nice just to having you here with us, with the Spanish people. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you. It's so nice to see you again, Maria. Nice to be with you.
So please tell us what is happening in your country with the COVID.
Okay, we've been locked down twice. Earlier in the year, we were locked down for about 2 months. And then we really got rid of COVID in our country. When we came out of lockdown, we started with about just under 60% of our previous attendance in February, and it grew over the next few months. It grew up to 96% of our previous attendance. And then we were locked down again, just in Auckland, in our biggest city. So we own 6 clubs in Auckland and 6 clubs around the rest of the country. The clubs around the rest of the country weren't locked down, and they kept on doing well. And then Auckland were closed for maybe 3 weeks. And when we opened them again, they opened back again at 90%.
90%?
So 90%, yeah. So people came back more quickly the second time. You know, I think that people are getting used to living with the disease. And since then, we haven't really had any COVID in New Zealand for the last few months. And our attendance has been good. It's been in the 90s. We have certainly lost members. We have 12 or 13% less members than we had in February. But the business, it's okay. You know, like most people, we have found ways to cut costs. Unfortunately, one of the ways that we had to cut costs was to lay off some of our people, and that's very sad and a very, very hard thing to do, which I hate. But our profitability is about the same as it was last year. We also had put our prices up at the beginning of the year. We had been doing, yeah, but it was lucky because we'd been doing some modernization of our clubs. And as a result of that, we were able to put our prices up. So even though we have less members now, we have almost the same income, and we have lower costs. So as long as we're open, then we're making good profits. When we close, you lose people, and you know, people cancel when you're closed, and it takes quite a while to gradually build the membership numbers up again. I think there's still, you know, at least maybe 10% of people in New Zealand who are not coming to clubs, and until we really have a vaccine widespread throughout the community, then I think those people won't come back until they've been vaccinated.
Okay, but the question is, what do you think that has changes the clubs? They have to change something for having this 10% or even more.
Well, look, we have, you know, we've done a lot of stuff online. You know, we have Les Mills On Demand, and we gave Les Mills On Demand free to our members during the first lockdown and during the second lockdown. And we gave it free to a lot of clubs all around the world also for a few months while the members were locked down. And that was a way to keep engagement. But what I noticed is that, you know, we had a lot of people from our clubs who used Les Mills On Demand when the clubs were closed, but when the clubs were open again, they dropped it. So we had, you know, out of 60,000 members, we had about 25,000 members who used it when the clubs are locked down, but then they canceled it, and there's only about 8,000 or 9,000 of our members of our clubs who are still using it. So I think people really prefer live membership. They love live classes. The thing which for us was, of course, the most powerful, the people who came back most quickly were the people who were doing classes. They were the ones who really were waiting to come back, who were really, you know, they missed the music and the community and their teachers, and they came back really fast. The people who didn't come back so fast were the people who just used the gyms. And some of those people, I think, have gone to low-cost clubs. You know, they were maybe worried about money, and they think, well, if I'm just here to lift weights and do cardio, then I'll go to a budget club. The group fitness members have been the ones really who have come back. But that's also possibly partly because, you know, they tend to be younger members, and the younger members are not so worried about COVID. A lot, yeah. And a lot of the older members are the ones who haven't come back, and I don't think they're going to come back until they get vaccinated. But I think we also lost some to budget clubs because, you know, we, like everybody, we have people who have lost their jobs, a lot of people who have lost their jobs, and people are looking to cut costs and save money.
So do you think that the members that we are going to have in our clubs are going to be different because of the way they are going to use our clubs, or perhaps the profile of members is going to be different?
It's really hard to know whether the older people will come back once they lose the habit. But I think if people have been exercising all of their lives, probably they're going to want to come back once they have a vaccine. I think, but who knows? We can't tell until that happens. I know that we are still in the motivation business, and you know, as much as the exercise business, and I know that that people need that motivation, and so the more motivating we can make the club, the more fun, you know, the more friendly our people, all of those things, the more likely I think that people are going to come back. I think we're still going to have those trends, like what the boutiques were doing prior to COVID was really successful. And while the boutiques are struggling now, I think still in traditional clubs, we have to do things which are more like what the boutiques were using. We have to have fantastic instructors and, you know, fantastic workouts and really great music and really great design and decor, all of those things. I think we have to continue in that direction because we're in the motivation business as much as the exercise business.
Philip, my last question, because I know I have only 8 minutes for you. Do you keep on investing in this industry? Do you keep on trusting in this industry?
Yes, I think that the long-term social trends are going to continue. You know, people, more and more people are moving into fitness for all of the normal reasons. You know, our society is more fragmented now. We don't have as much community, and we're social animals. We like community. You know, women are much more interested in being strong and in being fit all the time, more and more. And we're aware now that we have to stay healthy, that we have to keep moving to stay healthy. And so all of those long-term reasons, we don't play as much sport now as adults as we used to play. And I think that those things are going to continue. Fitness has been growing and growing continuously. And I think that it's going to keep on growing. It's going to be tough, you know, it's going to take us a year or so to come back. But once a lot of people get vaccinated, from what we've seen in New Zealand with no COVID, people come back.
Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Good luck to all of your, it's the same with me. Nice to talk to you. Good luck to all of the club people in Spain. It's going to be okay in the end, I'm sure.
Thank you.